There we go. Anyway, over the last couple of sessions, our intrepid group of adventurers known as Ignium Cete found themselves trapped within the 7th layer of hell, known as the Plane of Maladomini. Travelling through the hellish wastelands after a small nudge in the right direction from the goddess Shah, patron of Johanna. They found themselves in the devil city of Cardenek. There they met an individual by the name of Demetrius, who wanted to hire them for a job, taking them to his master, known only as the Collector. The group was requested and instructed to visit the estate of a high devil by the name of Aramis while he was away at a gladiatorial tournament, and steal an item from his vault within deep within a hidden labyrinth underneath the estate. The group, in return, the Collector would give them the means to return home safely. The group managed to scout out and infiltrate the estate, found their way down to the labyrinth, fought their way through the twisting turns of the shifting maze, fighting creatures, dodging traps, and navigating sliding doors, to finally fight a large fire giant, a dreadnought, who nearly turned Giovanni into paste. Managing to get past the puzzle door of the ship, Mr. Door, finding their artifact and swiftly returning to the Collector, having a bit of a scuffle on the way out, unfortunately alerting the guards on the way out, but managing to escape with the use of invisibility and some minor geographical issues. Upon returning to the Collector, he kept true to his word and presented the group with an amulet of the plains, effectively a amulet that will allow a wearer to cast the plane shift spell, allowing the team to return to and from pretty much any plane they chose, with a risk of failure. At the request of the party, the Collector gave them assurances and gave them a little bit of a boost to ensure that they returned to the right place at least this one time. Before he let them go, though, he had another offer for them. The Collector informed the group that he was seeking a collection of magical items and artifacts that he had sorted throughout the myths and legends of history, sorting fact from falsity, and presented you with a list of, I believe, 6 or 7 items, ranging from the Hoard of the Last King Under the Mountain to the Ring of the Spirit Seer, through to the Storm Shield, and the various locations that they are. I said I'd get you a bit of a write-up. Unfortunately, I didn't have quite time, but the basic detail went into the Discord chat earlier, and I will get you more at some point as a write-up, so my apologies for that. The group, the Collector requested that you retrieve these items, use them for whatever purpose you deemed fit, as long as you returned them to him when you were done. It didn't matter if it was in a week, a year, or a century. Time had little meaning to these creatures, but with the promise that you would return them. No contract was formed, no oath was put to paper, as this was meant to be more. It appears to be more of a under-the-table arrangement. With that, you rested up a little bit for about an hour, attuned to the amulet, and headed back to the material plane, returning to the city of Corvin, a known safe haven, where you met Yana, who briefed you lightly on the situation, advising that that troop movements had been happening and forces had been diverted to the south towards Waterdeep, but his true goings-on were unsure. Using Nira's teleportation circle spell, you return to Vigil Keep to find it. What's the word I'm looking for? Repurposed, that's a good word. Repurposed as a barracks and a command centre for the sort of military forces surrounding Waterdeep, being led by Commander Marcus. I briefed you on the situation, informed you that this magical barrier had been erected around the city of Waterdeep, and that seemed to be slowly draining the life force from what was within without killing those that it's drained from. That many forces have been sent into the city, but no one of at least alive was able to leave the barrier. Get in, but you can't get out. A quarantine and border and a barracks of sorts have been set up around the city to contain any stray undead and to stop people from entering, while their arcanists attempted to find ways to permeate and defeat this barrier. You're also informed that there may be other towers like this somewhere outside in the rest of Faerun. One in the high forest, one to the jungles to the south, maybe even more. But unfortunately, the focuses of the general were here on Waterdeep. He asked you to do whatever you could to help assist in dispelling this barrier and freeing the citizens of Waterdeep from this horrible fate that had been placed upon them. You also found out that they were awaiting reinforcements from the north, from the dwarves of Mirabar and Mithril Hall, that would not lend their aid until a certain problem that they had been resolved, until the city of Gauntergrim, which you recently visited, was liberated at last. And that is pretty much where we left off. A few conversations were had. You met up with Vala, who was joining in the fight to maintain order and protect the ever-growing barrier around the city. It was midday, and also to recap, 3 weeks had passed since you'd entered the Seven Hells. It is now, time-wise, about late afternoon, probably about 3-4 o'clock. As you've gone around, you've done your various things. You've spoken to Marcus. You've spoken to Deckard, who who was out on business at the time. You've spoken to Vala. You've spoken to your allies. Where we bring in, you are now upstairs within Vigil Keep, within the main area. Pretty much the entirety of the lower areas have been not restricted, but taken over by soldiers and generals and officers. But they've cleared out enough room of the upstairs area that you can make use of your own home. But your functionality will be limited at this point. So, as I said, it is late afternoon, pushing on to evening. And I will remind you that you have not actually rested since leaving the labyrinth. So many of you are wounded, you are tired. It has been a long journey for you. But a longer one awaits. So, Ignium Cete, I'll ask you, what would you like to do?
Where's Wilbur?
Wilbur?
What's the first? Yeah.
Unsure. Wilbur and the rest of the tenants of Vigil Keep are unaccounted for and of unknown location. The Shrine of Shah underneath has been craftily hidden by some form of illusion magic, probably by Shah herself. But
to the bay.
Kalioth, Tyriel, Fred, all of these individuals, unfortunately, are nowhere to be found, and have not been accounted for since you first returned to Vigil Keep 3 weeks ago.
Have we actually tried contacting any of them?
You've tried to contact some of them.
Johanna tried to contact Kalioth, and tried to contact her mother.
I've tried to contact everyone who is basically in a position to contact
anybody else. Did we get any word from them back, or did it just not function?
No. You received some assurances that some of them were still alive, but none of them responded.
Okay.
I could feel them to respond, but I couldn't get any actual response.
We need to. I think we need to. First of all, did you share that the shrine is hidden, and did Giovanni share what he learned from Deckard?
I would assume that Giovanni shared what he learned from Deckard about the ley lines of the world and how that was integral to what was going on in the area.
Okay. So
I will assume right now you've reconvened, and you're kind of upstairs. You're in one of the larger upstairs bedrooms and kind of having discussion. You've relayed to each other what you've learned so far. For Ace of
By the way, the shrine is hidden.
So
We don't need
That's
any
good.
of the people downstairs finding out about that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like that would cause more problems.
Yeah.
If the shrine is hidden, so maybe Shah did also hide the rest of our crew.
It didn't feel the same because she gave me a flicker so I could see the shrine was there, but I didn't feel
That's too bad.
the same. I'm not 100% sure, but
I'm fairly guilty. I feel fairly guilty about what happened to them. I mean, I think we're partway responsible at the very least for what happened.
Told you guys we should have got home sooner. You wanted to loot.
Well, yeah.
we tried.
So, Johanna, can you contact Johanna?
No, I'm completely burnt.
Okay, let's do that tomorrow then.
I need.
Work on that.
If she's still in the city, then maybe
I've got
she's
a
a
couple of
feisty one, you know.
low-level things, but
Yeah.
she seemed she was holding her own about a week or two ago, I guess.
Maybe she's not completely drained by now. Let's see. We need to find out more about this barrier, how it works, and so if Waterdeep sits on a big junction of ley lines, then that would probably explain the tower. And if they're trying to destroy the world, then that's probably how they would do it with the ley lines. You know, blow them apart, or I don't know, magic them away.
Maybe
we
we should.
ley lines to stand up.
Maybe we should get people to look into that while we try and get some of these
Yes,
things.
I'll see. I wanted to see if my contacts are still alive and made it out of the city. Neidhart, the Arcanist, maybe he could help us, but I don't know if he's alive, if he's outside the city or trapped within. What do we know about Mordenkainen?
Make me a history check.
Let's roll the game. Come on.
Let me find my sheet every time. History.
Okay, not bad. Not a huge amount. You were aware, and you believe that Mordenkainen was one of the founding six of the Violet Magi, along with the likes of Xanthus, who set up effectively the Wizards Guild within Waterdeep and the Sword Coast in general.
Okay, so
that was a long time ago. Like,
yeah,
we're talking about 800 years ago. Though he somehow pops up from history from time to time, and his current whereabouts and status is unknown. Assumed dead, but wizards, man.
They're crafty.
Crafty creatures, especially like level 25, level 30 wizards. They're a little bit special.
All right. If we're to find this dude's chakrams, then maybe he's there. And if not, on his personal plane, there might be information. I hope about the whole thing, and maybe on Xanthus, if they were indeed allies at some point. If he's still around, he might even help us out. That'd be kind of cool.
It's not beyond the bounds of possibility.
So yeah, I wanna at some point see if Neidhart is still alive.
Neidhart. Oh god. Go. Night.
The dude I befriended during the downtime.
Oh, your Wizard Academy friend. Yes. Sorry, I was like,
Yes.
I know the name. Come on, come back to me. Okay. Worth noting. But for now, is there anything you guys want to do before resting up for the evening? Like I said, the upstairs is available to you. You have your rooms.
I want a bath so hard.
At some point we should probably talk about the fucked up things we saw in Maladomini.
You just repress. You repress everything, and it never comes up.
Well, I think you did that for the last year, and it didn't work out too well. I think.
been repressing all
But
my
it
life,
was
and then
for
you
you.
punch things, and it's also better.
Oh, that's a trick. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel we should also gather as much information about our collecting friend, in case he ever tries to mess with us. I think that's just a
He seems to
idea
be
in
the person,
general.
if you don't mess with him, he won't mess with you.
well. I'm sure he has contingencies beyond contingencies, so I think we should probably do that as well. I mean, he's very powerful, and if he's on your side, fine. But if he says, "I want this now," but we need it desperately, and we say no, then suddenly he might be our enemy. So
I guess he.
Well, he
I
said we
think-
could keep whatever we found for him.
well,
Basically,
until it's
as long as we want it.
inconvenient, I don't think he's too keen, especially with no deal made
But
on keeping it.
our lives are so short and ephemeral compared to him, even
Yeah.
like you. It doesn't
I'm just
matter.
saying,
We're gonna die.
read a book. I mean, you're fond of that anyway, so that's all I'm
Can't really
saying. I'm
get
not
to the
saying
library now, though.
if it comes up. I'm just saying we should
I'll
arm
keep an eye out for
ourselves with
stuff.
knowledge.
I'll keep an eye out for stuff.
Arms of knowledge, yes.
Yes.
So, guys, where do you think we should head?
The bathtub.
Yeah.
Okay.
That first.
Tomorrow.
At that moment, Rory stands up and goes, I'm going to be going home.
Me?
To
Qu'est-ce que je dis?
I need to go back to Mithril Hall. Seems like the dwarves aren't responding. And I fear what has happened there may be similar to what happened in Waterdeep.
Is that not where we were gonna be heading? I thought they
Yes.
needed help with something. Or
although
just enough reinforcements.
from what I understood, the Mithril, the dwarves are over at Gauntlegrim, and we know how that place looked and how many
Yeah.
monsters lay dead in the foyer, pretty much. So, if we put one and one together, I think
See what you've done.
Rory's already out the door.
He's left.
Oh. Oh.
He's still with us. He's still with
So
us.
I'm thinking they are probably held up at Gauntlegrim, fighting whatever's in the depths of that place, and that's why they're not showing up.
But the dwarves in Mithril Hall probably should have showed up too. They would have responded, but
Did they?
I
What did Marcus say?
So Marcus stated that the dwarves of the north would not. If basically they had said that they were too busy. Go fuck yourself. We have problems of our own.
Okay,
And
solve their
though-
problem, solve our problem.
Yeah, they have, and that a lot of their forces are currently engaged in Gauntlegrim or have been sent to Gauntlegrim. Hence, they've not been sent to the south. But that you got the underlying tone that there may be more to it, but you're not sure.
Okay, so Gauntlegrim first or Mithril Hall first?
I kind
Probably
of
just go
feel that
straight to first.
if we settle whatever's in Gauntlegrim, maybe that will free up the dwarfs. So maybe Gauntlegrim and then Mithril Hall.
Maybe?
Or you could do them simultaneously.
I believe I need to go home first. My sister, my father, my family all live there. But
I have family
Wait.
in the city directly south of us that I need to get to as well, but I can't because there's a magical barrier around it. There's probably one around yours too.
Does anybody want
There's
to
something
wait till
similar.
the morning?
Has
and
Mithril
like,
Hall been attacked? We would know that.
Oh yeah,
now, right?
we're not doing any of this till tomorrow. Don't worry, Johanna.
Like, I can message people though. If people are making decisions to travel,
I mean, we're not the only people capable of sending messages. So if Mithril Hall had been attacked, then we would know
Yeah.
that. And so far, we know only of Waterdeep, somewhere in the high forest, and down in the jungles of wherever.
the jungles of wherever.
I think Mithril Hall might be okay.
If you need to, though,
Even-
we're not going to stop.
even
I
So
won't
I-
stop you though.
I've journeyed with all of you for what seemed for a much longer time than it's actually been. And I've seen what we have to come up against. And we can all say that time isn't on our side right now. So if there is something going on, go to Grim or Mithril Hall or the South or the jungle and Waterdeep, you can't be doing one thing at a time. But what I can do if I go home is I can drum up support, I can go back to my order, I can get them on our side, and we can then have more arms to protect everybody than we possibly can. I've seen you all in battle so far. You are true heroes I don't think I can keep up with. But
Kept
I
it
think
so
it's
far.
for me to go home.
We're more a bunch of assholes who kind of get stuck and end up doing the good thing, but it's really nice. And you're okay. Like, you're cool. Yeah, a bunch of assholes in here. Exactly. Imagine that I knew it comes implied in the sentence.
I turn to Johanna and I go, "That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me."
Yeah.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah. It only happens when she's tired. Don't worry about it.
But this
Are you
isn't
saying
goodbye.
you're leaving us?
Yes, but this isn't goodbye. This is I'll see you later. Won't be
Better.
the last time we'll be on the battlefield together.
Okay, is now the moment to turn you into a giant chicken? Is that what I'm getting here? Is this the vibe I'm picking up?
I would prefer you if you didn't.
Are you rushing off now, or are you going to wait till the morning?
Time is on our side. I can rest on the road. I'm going to leave now.
I am going to give him a level 2 cure wounds because it's all I've got on me. This is the highest level I have.
Okay, so Rory, as you hold up the ring of spell storing, you wanted your hand, just places a hand out, and a soft dark light emanates from her hand, but then
Like
is
a grey.
sucked in. It's like a dull grey, really.
Yeah.
It's sucked into the ring, and the ring glows just ever so slightly with a grey light before dimming again.
How many
It
more
doesn't
spell
look like
slots
it
do you
should
have
be
left?
healing
I
magic.
can give you fly if you really have to go.
And I'm going to give him a bless as well, if he needs it as well. I'm just going to give him things.
I'll be fine. I can make my own way. But I do appreciate everything you've done. And I'll go and I'll start handshaking everybody. And then I'll finish up with Ranos. And I can go for the handshake, but then it just turns into a hug around his waist.
I was gonna say Nero was probably gonna go for a hug as well, but the height difference would have
Yeah.
been really weird.
Yeah.
He just goes, and then he sort of steps away. You can see tears welling up.
Oh,
And he just goes, "Stay safe, best friend."
You two come back quickly, or I'll
And-
really turn you into chicken.
Smiles, and he takes off the drums off his belt, and he hands it to him. "I'm certain you'll be better with these than me."
Anyone would be.
is Ranos actually proficient with drums?
Let me check. I'll make good use of them.
Because as a bard, I believe you get 3 instruments.
I'm sure you could give
But-
them a try.
Yeah.
We could always stick them in the music room when we get that back.
I then go to the table. I take off the cloak of the Mountback. I take out the Sovian glue I've been holding on to. And
Oh no, he dropped it!
And Rory is now with you forever.
I
Yeah.
did drop my beer in that moment. In true Rory fashion. And then finally I take out Modwin Like, you guys can keep her.
Her.
Do we have to?
As you put him down as you put Modwin down the hill, you hear from the scab above it, fuck for that! You're fired! Don't want you anyway!
Oh, don't forget your badge.
Oh, and the badge.
It doesn't work over long distances, so it'd be kind of useless once you leave.
Although maybe you should keep hold of it in case he tries to seek us out.
Maybe.
I'll be able to find you. Your tracks are really easy to spot.
Basically, if something's on fire, you hear about badges.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what her spirit badges look like. Just look for those.
So when will you be back? Is this like
Whenever time's allowed, depending what happens. But I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.
Sure hope so.
But Ignium
We're gonna
Cete.
get you the sweet X, man. You're not even coming.
I know. Ignium Cete. Farewell.
All right.
Rory turns and leaves
Bye-bye.
the room.
If you need us, think so hard.
You hear the grumble on the table. Well, didn't want you anyway. Yeah. As Modern grumbles and rests back in the ship.
I thaumaturgy chicken sounds. As it is. But come back.
And with that, Rory descends the steps of Vigil Keep and
He takes a nice mouse of thing of rations for the road.
grabs
like-
all of the bacon.
Four
the
times more than he needs.
And the ale as well, obviously. And as you can watch out one of the top windows of one of the side towers as Rory heads out of the front gate, turns right, and begins to head up the road.
Man, it'll be
towards-
weeks before he's back home if he doesn't get a horse.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has his methods. He's a resourceful dwarf. So,
I'm not so sure.
the 5 remaining members of Ignium Cete, what would you like to do?
The
Well,
reason
shit.
Fanny's being next. I want a lady tiefling.
He would play such a great lady tiefling as well.
He would be a fantastic lady tiefling.
So, Ignium
Between
Cete.
Johanna and Felsi, it would be
Oh, gosh.
perfect.
So, is there anything you want to do, or do you want to rest up?
I'll go around and see if Nightheart is about, and then in the evening. Rest.
Zin's just gonna go sleep.
Okay.
I'm serious about the bath because I don't actually know where the bathroom is. Like, the big
We'll,
bath.
We don't
we'll
have
say
one.
you have a communal bath area that's
Cool, fine.
upstairs.
Then I go to my room, I take my armor off, and I'm going to just wander Zin-style bear to find that bathroom.
Okay.
Having a
Luckily,
bath.
all the soldiers are downstairs.
I really don't give a crap.
Nearest
I was
probably
gonna say,
comes
no,
out.
the soldiers are rough. I was gonna say, are they?
I don't care either way. I want that bath.
Nira probably comes out of the room in a bathroom.
This is
Like, you know we have robes, right?
Too much effort finding it.
They're really soft. They're
Bath.
really soft.
bath.
they're made of wool.
Yeah. We both head that way.
Okay, you head towards the baths. Ranos, make me an investigation check, please. You ask around, but are unable to find any information on Nightheart. It's possible that he wasn't in the area at the time, or maybe he's trapped inside, or something else. It's hard to tell. But he has not been accounted for at this point.
Okay.
Instructor Nightheart, that was it. Okay, so apart from the nudie walk to the bath, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
I mean, on the way back, if we haven't chatted before, I'm just going to grab Nira and just before we go to bed, just go, they'll be okay, I promise.
They better be.
Promise. Cross my heart. Oh, see you in the morning.
If they're not, these people are gonna have help to pay.
Oh, yeah. I'll be
They
right
will
there with you.
anyway, but it'll be about 10 times worse.
I'll hold them while you set them on fire.
That'll work.
Let's go.
Works for me.
Right, nice early day.
Yeah.
Plan their dooms.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll get some. No, wait. I always forget that we can teleport. We don't need horses. I want horses.
So, is there anything else anyone wants to do before settling down? You do watch as Giovanni does ask you to borrow the bag of colding. Doesn't tell you why, but asks you if you can borrow the bag of colding and start. And he merely states that he wants to head downstairs.
He's gonna go resurrect.
Probably a stupid he's gonna do.
Don't steal any more bodies. That's inappropriate. But if you want to fix Johnny, that's fine.
He promises less than nothing.
He promises that
Oh,
he's
you.
bodies are bad guys.
I'm having some Chrome issues. Give me 2 moments.
Well, I think I finally sorted my internet issues.
Hey.
Oh,
Okay.
we need to get to Corvin, and I think there's a tenor in Corvin, right?
There's a what?
What? Sorry.
A
tenor? I
Um,
believe so.
Voice tenor? Money
We
tenor?
tried to get the Hydra skin to that guy, but it was sludge by then.
Tanner. Yes.
Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right, because we have the Hellhound stuff.
Yeah, I want a big ass badass coat.
I mean, I'm sure you can. This is the perfect time to requisition one.
It's like, by the
I mean,
time
yeah,
we're
we're gonna
back-
be in Corvin anyway,
good.
so.
Yeah, you are. Okay. So, you all settle down for the evening. Giovanni works late into the night, but does eventually return as you all retire to your respective rooms. So, if you want to go ahead and process your long rests, if you have not done so already, so you get everything back, half your hit die, you should know how this works by now. If you don't, I'll be giving a lesson to
Should have
Tash
paid
later.
closer attention.
Hey! I just have so much I can do at any one time. My list is so long. It's really hard to remember it all.
Clerics are a bit of a pain. So, you all find a far more comfortable night's rest than you've had in a long time. It's interrupted slightly by your feelings of anxiousness towards what's to come ahead and how you're going to deal with this monstrous construction. But far more comfortable in the nice cool air of of Vigil compared to the Hells.
One thing I want to state.
Yes.
I want to use the remaining day, probably up till close to midnight, to finally get started on reading the manual.
Okay, you will probably get, before you go to sleep, I will allow you 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
With everything that's gone on, I'll allow you 6 hours.
Solid reading.
And do remember, now that you've started it, you have 42 hours left to read of it in a week, in 7 days. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And if I can make that, I'll have to restart, right?
I think I can't remember if you fail, if you have to restart, or if it resets the book. I'll have to check.
That would be good to know.
Because the book resets and takes 100 years to reset. Let me just see if I can find the right tome, or it's the tome of influence and leadership, isn't it? Let's have a look.
First one gave him a haste spell so he could read twice as fast.
It says
Doesn't
if you,
really
you have to
say.
spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days, or fewer studying the book's contents to go, and your charisma score increases. The manual then loses its magic, but regains it in the century. If we get to that point of you not finishing it, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But you have 42 hours remaining, and I will say, for the purposes of this, you have 6 long rests. 6 more long rests. So by the time you get to your 6th long rest, if you haven't finished that book, then it's out. Unless, well, I say 6 more hours, so 6 days, because obviously you can stay up and take exhaustion if you want to. Okay, so you sit down, you start reading the book. And the opening chapter. How to win friends and influence people. The rest of you settle down for a comfortable night's
Not be
rest
anticipated.
in familiar beds within your own rooms. They're a little bit trashed because you can see little dents here and there where obviously someone else has slept in this bed and have been
Just roll around a little bit.
You got to roll around, get your groove back in, get the tail line in.
Yeah. Wrap myself into a cocoon.
And you settle down for a nice, long night's rest. You awake bright and early in the morning, having gotten a good night's sleep, waking about 7, 8 a.m. You all step out of your rooms, ready, give a stretch in your sleepwear, and you notice. You notice, especially Ranos, but most of you quite easily pick this up as you look around, that there's a door open that was closed last night. One of the bedroom doors.
Whose room is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Make me a history check to see if you remember.
We would have had like names on the door or something.
You'd see on the door, embroidered on the door, the remains of a familiar word. That's been scratched
Your hand
out.
scratched out.
It says, Skaith. The door is open.
Is Geo here, yeah? I'm just going to go, Geo, can you scry Skaith?
Geo states, no. Geo's very tired and doesn't want to waste his spell slots.
Fair enough.
Right.
Anyone in the room?
Do you approach?
Cautiously in my
In your
undergarment?
just in about boxers and a tank top.
I'm storming past him.
So
I'm not happy about this.
as
Do we
Ranos,
also?
Oh shit.
Ranos, as you start to gingerly, you point over towards the door and move towards it. You watch as this pretty small half-elven woman barges past you and storms into the room. As you enter the room, Johanna, what does she see, Danny?
She sees the black cloak and hood up as he turns around and you see the familiar face of Skaith. Takes down his hood and does see Hannah and go, "Miss me?"
I'm gonna gently punch him in the stomach.
Okay.
And then just bent over.
I was expecting a punch in the face. That's a lot
I
better.
can't reach that high. He's
Okay.
heavier
you
than
can
I am by like a lot.
You can try.
Okay, make me an attack roll. Just roll me a d20, I can do the math.
Go for the jaw.
Well, those only to get him to well bend over.
Then me him.
Skaith,
I
you
let
see
it
Johanna
happen.
walking towards you, the fist balled, as you reaches in. You you get the idea. You could quite easily just swipe to the side, but you take it in your stride, and you almost forgot how hard she can hit, as the surprise catches you, and you feel the wind leave your lungs as you kind of almost double over slightly. It's this massive gauntleted fist. For some reason, she still sleeps in the gauntlet, so you don't know why. Gauntleted fist just cracks you in the stomach, and Johanna, as you watch her skate, a bit of spittle
As he
flaps.
does that bending motion, I'm then gonna kiss him.
Or
Fucking
okay,
ass.
that happens.
Mm.
I'm moving out of this. Guys, do you want to take 5?
Close the door.
Time for a break
Let's go.
already.
A joke was a bad way to open. But you do see Skaith, normally short blonde hair. His hairs now, back and sides, are completely shaved. And then his hair on top is sort of long and pulled back into like a top knot. But it's a pink bow to do the top knot.
Oh,
I'm not surprised. I don't know why. The rest of you kind of watching from the doorway as this happens. Giovanni's confused, but still really a bit too tired and out of it.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's aware, but he's a bit confused.
He's aware of who he is.
He's tired. He kind of spent a lot of time last night trying to fix a go.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's
So, I'm
What
back.
the fuck are you doing here?
All the shit that's happening, I was called back.
By, who?
By our dear lady, as I look at Johanna.
Yeah, I don't guess.
I've been brought back. And now that you're back here, we need to talk.
No shit.
Alright, can we
I
talk
need-
about breakfast?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to get my breath back. Severely winded right now.
He says,
Gee, I wonder why.
You kind of slightly deserved it. Just slightly.
Gio, can I have the backpack, or are you going to hold on to it?
He gives you the backpack.
Johnny parts? Missing, probably.
There's no Johnny parts in there.
Okay, I'll just edit them
And
out then.
as you walk downstairs, you look in the side corner of this room, and you can see this really out of place, like, bear statue, like this full-size bear statue. It's like this seems really mottled, as you get the feeling that there might be something inside it.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even want to know. Let's get some bacon.
I'm hoping he just disguised it as a bear, and it's not actually a bear.
It's more. You
But a
probably
bear
think
would be amazing.
it's a bear golem. That'd be amazing. Just start replacing
That
body
would be
parts with
awesome.
like bear claws and stuff. Anyway, let's not give him ideas. You all head down for breakfast. As you head down into the Great Hall, it is pretty full of soldiers. There is not a spare table around, but as they see you guys enter, they kind of shuffle up a little bit and leave one of the corner tables, one of the far corner tables open for you as kind of like a sign of respect
Thank you.
and acknowledgement.
I'm going to glare
Give
at them
him a nod.
slightly until they shuffle even further away.
They shuffle very slightly, as they kind of clank as they do so, because some of them are still wearing armor. But a table is available, and it is not long before basic rations are brought out to you. You get the idea that a lot of the food reserves that were around, unfortunately, probably, or at least your nicer reserves, may have been lifted and replaced with military war rations.
Probably talk about compensation for that, because I'm pretty sure we paid for all that.
I'm pretty sure it's a conversation you can have.
Isn't
they
it
don't
paid
think you were
for
dead.
by the city?
It is paid for by the city, actually.
Okay.
So
So,
Our nice things we buy ourselves though, because we have expensive
the
taste.
10 steaks that you bought, I think you ate actually.
cool.
So
Good.
you all sit around the breakfast table, food and drink is brought out to you. Skaith catches his breath back, and you can feel free to update your character name as well, Dan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was expecting that when Rory's about to leave. It's like, oh, he hasn't
Are
changed
you-
it yet.
Are you back? Are you on spec? Bleh. Are you up to speed on current happenings?
So, I was informed when the tower rose in Waterdeep. And I was basically informed I had to go scouting of all the different areas. So for the past few weeks since you've been away, I've been going scouting, spying, finding information about what's happening all over the lands to try to get an idea for when you come back. So, from what I hear, there's 4 different towers. The one in Waterdeep, the one in the jungle, and the one there's in the southeast. And from what I've been from going to place, I've realized the material that all the towers are made of are different, and none of the environments and the effects have been the same. So none of the towers are. All the towers unique, and the way that you would have to attack them if you were.
Great, just more trouble. That's exactly what we need. So
We probably changed it up so we wouldn't figure out the
yeah, it makes sense for them.
figure out
but
the pattern
sucks
of
for
when
us.
you can take them all out. But
So
it should-
have you actually been to the jungles?
So you wouldn't have been, but you've obtained sources of information from this. Too far to travel in that period of time because it is quite far. You do know it is very far south, much
It's like
further
off
south
this
than Athkatla.
map. Self.
Yeah, like off this map and off the Athkatla map, far.
Wow.
If I was actually, let me put you back onto the original map because I still have that to give you a better idea. You've got, if you look at right at the bottom, you've got the forests of Dathir. It's further than that.
Wow.
Yep, far down.
Probably twice as far.
So it's quite far down.
That is nuts.
Move it back. So that's what you know, Skaith. You've not been there, but you've got an idea of where it is and how you'd get there.
Yeah. I've been just finding information and going somewhere else.
Okay, so I think the two things we need to do is get the dwarves to join the planned assault, and for that to then succeed, we need a
as
way
much help
to
as possible.
shut down the tower or topple it. One of those things.
Or at least the shield around the city.
I mean,
people
I'm
can get
guessing
out.
it's projected from the tower, so
Possibly.
because I would like to get out at some point
Yeah.
and not be a drained zombie on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
So that's two things we need to do. From what we hear, there's undead things roaming inside. Well, so it's just jolly all around. What have you been up to, man?
From what I've heard, the lady has told me it's not going to be an easy fight in any sense. That we may need to gain powers before we can truly take them down. Certain items she talks about. Artifacts. Power.
Yeah, we might be able to help you out there. We had a recent nice trip to one of the layers of hell, and there we met a nice demon man thing, and yada yada yada. He gave us a long, nice list of powerful artifacts he wants to have, but we're free to use them in the meantime. So we were thinking of heading to Gauntlgrim. That's this cool old city of the dwarves, long forgotten. Really nice, you know. Oh, you haven't been, sorry.
So you went and made a deal with the devil.
Yes and no.
So did you not learn anything from what I did? How
Well, you made a deal with a
my-
god. That's way worse, I think.
Yeah, but dealing with the devil, not that much better.
Well, we have a contract on it. So no, really, on this matter with the artifacts, no contract was written, so we're not bound by law or contract.
You would just piss off a devil.
No.
Yeah.
Another
As
devil.
long as we tried. We pissed off
Yeah,
a lot of
we've
devils.
already
Oh
pissed
yeah, we pissed off one really bad.
Well, he didn't know where we are, who we are.
So good to see that you guys are still the same.
Yeah.
We're gonna die so young.
Anyways, I mean, we have one out, and I think they're the enemy of my enemy. You know, if it came to that, he would probably help out.
Also,
Jojo.
his assistant really has a big crush on Zen, so
Jojo,
Zin has
we're gonna
flashbacks.
die young. I think Ranos is our past the young part.
You hear a few
Sorry, what?
soldiers on the
I
other side.
didn't catch that.
Repeat, please.
I said, me and Jojo may die young. Ranos, you're already past the young age.
And you hear from the table next to you. Ooh. From the soldiers.
Well, they're not wrong.
But I'm back for good now. Wherever you go, I'll go.
Okay. Any assurances that you are not going to run off again?
I break
Make
his fucking
stupid
legs.
deals and not consult with us first?
I can promise you I'll be making no more deals with any gods. One is enough for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last 7 months have been good to me. I've been able to repent for what I've done. And by no means have I truly forgiven myself, but I feel better about it. I feel there's probably no better way to repent and try to save the world.
Zin's going to take out his sword to put them on the table and say, I feel 7 months means another initiation.
If you wish,
for a month.
if you wish, Zen, if you wish.
I mean, Zin as he is at the moment, probably would.
Are we doing another battle?
But I've been feeling, I will do it if you wish, if you want some kind of see me bleed for running off, but I think we may have better uses for our time.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we can compare kill counts in whatever place we go.
It can work for him.
Yeah. That'll work.
Yeah. So, this Gruntle Grim, this lovely dwarf city, is that where we're headed to?
Probably. Seems like the most practical idea right now if we need reinforcements, so.
I did see a dwarf leave here.
Oh
On the
yeah,
roads.
it was your replacement.
Yeah, we replaced you. Fairly quickly.
It was weird. It was
Just
like
lining up.
it was within like hours. It was really strange.
Yeah, he showed up saying he'd had visions of us, saying he should come with us. Super weird.
So the visions
He did
have
alright,
faded, and he's tail behind his
Yeah,
back,
tail between his legs.
running back home to mommy and daddy.
Yay.
Yeah. I can kind of understand the family thing though. Like I'm worried
Yes,
about my
I
family.
get it,
like,
yeah.
crazy.
I could hear him about a mile off. He wasn't sort of a direct replacement for me. I didn't
No.
think he was the one that was sort of sneaking ahead of the group.
He was the sneakiest
No.
sneaky thing ever. So sneaky.
His goddamn back flap. I won't miss that, but
The buckles. Oh my god.
Oh god. The buckles.
At that point, Rory walks in and goes,
You should
"Oh, it was a
use that sovereign
joke!"
glue.
As you're all
Hide
shit
down.
talking.
You should have used that sovereign glue you had to tie down his buckles.
yeah, just
keep him in
someone
there.
glue him
Like-
to Johanna's back or something. So he's like the living backpack.
He still would have been clanky.
Don't you dare.
That would be so funny.
Oh,
I will kill you.
Jojo, did you make another friend?
I
Mm.
hate people.
Friend is a strong word for that one, yeah.
Not enemy.
You know how she is with new people.
He wasn't terrible. But on that note, what's his face guy who took over a place? Dude, person.
Yano?
No, here.
Xanthus?
Marcus?
The
Marcus
Marcus.
Embermane?
yeah.
Whatever his name is, you know I don't care about these people.
I feel like a name with a name of Embermane, he should be like inducted into Ignium Cete.
Like
The name like
if he
Ember made
does,
his hair
I
should be
care
on fire.
about,
It's like Fire Lion.
Yeah, it's exactly.
everyone. People Johanna cares about. Ignium Cete. Ignium Cete related allies. Innocents who can't take care of
Is that with a
themselves.
C or a K?
She does not care about other people
I
who
missed
can't
the
take
name.
care of themselves. Just doesn't give the
What about your sisters?
family, related allies. And they can't take care of themselves. They're babies. They're all babies. One of them is an actual baby.
Super cute.
I have so many
All right. Okay, Scathe.
things.
Your help is, as always, appreciated. Just don't run off. All right.
I promise this time, if I ever run off behind a rock, I'll come out again.
Inside check.
Oh god, yeah, insight checking as well. I don't trust them.
But it looks like I'm telling the truth.
Scath's hard to read. But you can see, for the first time in a long time, a sincerity in his eyes. You don't think he's bullshitting you. But you're not sure either. It's hard to tell.
Anyway.
So,
So are we?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. People want to do Gauntlet Grim. I'm just thinking that maybe information is better to start with than allies.
That was where I was going before I got stuck on names.
Yeah,
We need to go and get together and just actually talk about things that have happened,
I
share
mean-
resources, contact people.
I don't mind going to
Before we
Gauntlet
go
Grim. I'm open for a good fight. And a big ass demon thing sounds like a good fight.
I said I want to contact
we literally didn't just fight a demon.
the other Johanna and see.
No, wait, fought a devil.
see
it's
her.
devil's different. Very different.
Eh.
You want to try?
Duh.
I mean, if you want to try and contact other Johanna, you can do.
I
So,
do.
okay. So, what is it that you'd like to do? Do you want to hang around? Do you want to make a move up north? Do you want to make a move elsewhere?
Well, you can send messages on the road, so let's decide where we're going first.
I just don't know if we have to share the information. It's easier doing it while I'm still here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay,
Because
well-
these people are the ones who need to know if I can get
that
through.
makes sense.
I would suggest talking to Deckard again and maybe get him researching on some of these artifacts or places where we could get some leads. You know, just information gathering that we can't do while we're on the road. I mean,
Do we have
I'm guessing
time to
he's-
go hunting for artifacts right now?
Gone Grim?
Well, Gauntlet Grim, yes, but artifacts?
I'm saying let's
I
get
mean, that's
information
help.
so that once we come back, we might have a lead to whatever we can get our hands on to make this process easier. I don't think it will be very easy getting in there, fighting a whole city, and getting out alive again. You know, I'm not saying we should hunt treasure. I just want to be able to walk out again. I don't think your parents would appreciate you dying while you're rescuing them, right?
They also wouldn't appreciate if they died while we were hunting for artifacts.
Yeah.
They're
From what
first
we
on my list,
from what we
Mary.
gathered, I think the people inside, if they're not actually being attacked, this drain won't kill them. Maybe we should try to contact Johanna. Maybe she can
Yeah.
tell us about this drain.
I have a
What's
list.
actually going on inside?
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I was going to
Maybe
do
we can teleport inside. Maybe this new amulet we got is powerful enough.
Would I have had time to set up a teleportation circle inside of a parent's house? I don't think so.
Oh, God,
Probably
no.
not. No?
Long.
Okay.
It takes a long time, and you spent the 6 months
Yeah.
creating one individual.
Right. Okay. Damn. That would have been hilarious.
Just-
Probably would have worked, but it would have been hilarious.
I mean, there was a teleportation circle in Deckard's room.
But I
On the
forgot.
Deckard's
That
room.
room doesn't exist anymore, I think.
I had to replace that one.
So,
How far does the shield extend around Waterdeep?
from the actual city walls, it's about 150 to 200 feet.
What about the other side around at the docks?
It's from what you've. If you ask around, the general can quite easily inform you, but it's all around.
Okay.
It's not less of a dome, more of a bubble.
Okay, so it's underground as well. That sucks.
Okay, so all the trade is probably being rerouted either to Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate.
That would be.
If you want to get stuff, that would be coming from either those places.
From what I've heard, once you go in, you don't tend to come back out.
Can you even go in? I thought it was completely blocked off.
Going in is easy. Anything can go in. Nothing can get out.
I see. Okay.
One way in, no way out.
That's what I mean. It would be
Sorry,
interesting to
scratch
see.
that. Nothing alive can leave. The dead could.
All right. Okay, I got an idea.
We send
Johnny
someone
in.
in.
Send Johnny in. Fixes everything, it'll be fine.
Yeah, Johnny's not technically alive.
No, he's not.
We could
So
also.
surely Johnny could go in and come out.
Maybe.
Perfect plan.
Although I don't think Johnny's got the
That's
intelligence to go for a scouting mission.
That's what
Johnny, what did you see? Buildings.
I don't
Someone
think you
goes
can't
in,
talk.
they stab themselves with
Johnny, what
a
did you see?
and then I move
Yeah, stab a message into him and
Yeah,
then.
good man.
He
Yeah.
does have an intelligence score of 4. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure Bodger is more intelligent.
Bodger is more intelligent. Bodger
Bodger is
is super
far
smart.
It's more intelligent
But he
than...
is smarter than the average
Or-
bear.
He is smarter than the average bear. Bodger has also an intelligence score of 8. He's twice as smart as Johnny.
Wow. That's
Bodger's not
incredible.
stupid.
So, it would be really interesting to see if teleportation magics work in or out of the city. I'm not keen to try it myself, obviously. But if we could go in and out with the amulet, then that would be a huge advantage.
The amulet's for planes.
Well, you could go to another plane and then teleport back to a familiar place on the material plane.
We might end up somewhere else, though.
We might.
If we fail.
Every
far as
time
I
you
know.
jump,
But
there
if
is
we have a way into the
chance of
city,
failure.
that would be.
It'd be like me trying to use that broken teleportation circle. We end up in the Feywild.
Except you can use the amulet just the next turn, pretty much.
Instantly, it's an action to do, and there's no cooldown to it. It's a
Well, I
big-
can do 2 teleportation circles now, so...
Well, we might not need those anymore, except for when we really need to be sure to get there.
Now, I can... Obviously, nothing alive comes out. But I saw Shadow. Come up to the barrier, I can send her in and then... send her to her unfortunate death, and then she pops back.
If we could carry a message inside to if Johanna's still alive, we're about to find out, I think, looking at Johanna's face. I think then it would be a good idea, actually, yeah, to send Shadow inside and have her check. Maybe even carry a message in her whittle peak.
Yeah. Now, you magic nerds always surprise me with what
didn't miss
new
that.
things are.
Oh, by the way, Nira has 2 iron stones floating around her head right now. Yeah.
And also glowing.
Kind of
Oh, no, you know
A
about the
slow
glowing eyes.
rotation. Slow rotation. And the glowing yellow eyes, which she saw before.
Yeah. You guys were always able to surprise me of what new wonderful things you are able to do. Is there anything else I should know that you've learned how to do? May come in handy.
I think all the stuff I have now I had when you left, so probably not.
I can do a big illusion now that will hide all of us, make us look like different
That's
people.
really cool. I like that. That one was really fun.
I
Especially when we were in
can
hell. Oh, by the
impose
way,
my
we
will
were
on
in
you,
hell.
but I think you know about that. I can animate objects now that deal a lot of damage.
They're so cute.
And
I
I have
love your
these.
twins.
And I have
They're
these.
adorable.
I can make tiny servants.
So adorable. They're awesome.
You're a wonder, Ranos.
Just makes
Oh, you
me
look.
wonder.
You should see. You should see what Johnny,
Giovanni.
Gio can do.
I basically learned how to fly, and that's about it.
Who learned to fly?
So what? People are flying. So I'm not
Uh,
paying attention to
what?
any of you.
once for a short time anyway, the lady told me I was out of retirement, got some new abilities. I can fly for short periods of time. It is quite fun, despite the puking afterwards.
I was about to say, how do you handle that with your motion sickness?
Not very well. Getting better at it. But whatever I need to do, I'll do.
Um.
Fair enough.
By the way, Rory left his cape. I think Gio should probably take it. Looking at how he got put through the meat grinder by that fire giant, I think it would be most useful if he could get out of harm's way quickly.
What was his cape?
Okay,
the,
Back allows you
Dimension door
to cast Dimension
Dimension
Door.
door.
I think he already has it, but then he doesn't have to use a.
Spell slot.
He also doesn't
Well,
always have it prepared.
Yeah.
Gives him free spell to.
That's what you get back. Exo is one word.
Super helpful. Yeah. Super helpful.
You can't convey a lot in 20 words.
I don't think the returning message has to be that short.
I think so.
I think it
It
does.
does.
Yeah.
I would have just said I'm fine for all of that.
Fortify the. Do you share your
I'm
findings?
about to go. Sorry, you don't know what I've been doing. You just know I've not been paying
Yeah.
attention.
We just know she's been
She's looking off in the
Well,
distance. and
you've been doing this,
you
so
can kind of see her counting on her fingers.
counting.
And then she gets her
And then
toes up
toes.
on the table. It takes one of Scathed's hands and starts counting off.
I have enough. I can count. So, what happened? Guys flying? These.
Yeah,
You
he can
fly
fly
now.
now. It's weird.
Okay. Cool.
not that cool.
It's alright. I'll
Anyway.
get that eventually, hopefully.
Yeah,
Some people have
Johanna's
been able to
fine.
do that for a long
Oi,
time.
oi. Johanna's fine. They
Oh,
only took sanctified things, and they've got powerful friends helping out. So, but they're stuck there, and they think they need help soonish. So
As far as the tuck was filled with some pretty badass fighters, I don't think
Yeah.
they're the types that go down gentle.
I remember that.
I hope they have a druid, or else they're bonked on the food. At
I
some
mean-
point.
Yeah.
The dragon
Fair.
born behind the counter was looked pretty badass alone, and I'm pretty sure they maybe do excursions out to gather food. Like surviving the zombie apocalypse, it'd be awesome.
Johanna's a cleric, though. She can also make some stuff.
Well, yeah, we should. I think
Yeah.
we should definitely send Shadow. If that works, that would be great.
Yeah. At least as a scout.
We can try it. I think I can look through. Look through her eyes for about 100 feet,
Okay.
so I can go in, just have a quick look at what's about.
I could also. I could also send one of my servants, my tiny servants. They're not alive. I think they're like Johnny, constructed.
They're arcane constructs, yeah.
So, what exactly is Shadow anyway? Not really a raven, right?
She's a sort of a spirit, I guess you would call her.
I'm just asking, but because if she were to be stuck inside, that would be bad, right?
Well, I can just I can call her back if she doesn't come back. She's never dying, or never dying for a long time. She could die and come back to me. Oh, I hope it works like that.
I mean, if you're fine with sending her, that's okay with me. I'm just suggesting.
I'm okay with that. She's a spirit of not true of this world. Dying isn't really a thing she fears.
Okay. Then let's send
Now
her.
she can go further. She can go up to 5 miles away from me at one time, but I can only talk to her and see her eyes from about 100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get her a big roll of as much as she can carry parchment.
Can't carry a lot. We're talking like a sheet
I mean,
or
yeah,
two.
like a scroll or something. Just something.
She's pretty puny.
Not got a high
Yeah.
strength score.
Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's like a 1.
I mean, if she's probably stronger than a carrier pigeon, right? So she'll be fine.
Carry up to like 15 pounds.
Oh,
technically.
yeah, has a strength of 2.
30.
That's fine. Let's send her. See what happens.
Okay, so you want to head out and walk down towards the barrier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carefully, probably.
Okay.
Is there not like constant stream of undead coming from the barrier?
So from what Embermane told you, that there are undead do stumble out of the barrier periodically.
Mm-hmm.
There were more.
Stumbling and streaming, right?
Yeah, it's more like you may get 2-3 dozen a day pop through. Most of them basic zombies.
Okay.
There was would have told you there was a much larger wave initially, but since then it's just been effectively a trickle.
Okay.
We can
Are those
handle it with
old?
zombies.
I think we asked. Fresh or old zombies? Clothing wise.
Bit of
It's
both.
a mixture. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Let's hurry up. Let's get going to Corvin. As
do you
soon
want
as
to go to
this.
Corvin or do you want to go to the barrier?
Both. I also
Barrier
while they go
first.
to the barrier, I'll go to Deckard.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a second, Ramos. So the rest of you, you pop out and you head out of Vigil Keep and through the checkpoint. Show your badges, and the soldiers are aware of who you are. They let you pass without issue, and you start to approach the sickly, dark purple barrier that is currently doming over the city. You get within about 50-60 feet from it, and you can feel, especially those of you magically attuned, you can feel the crackle of energy in the air.
Can I tell what kind of magic it is?
Make me an Arcana check.
During the walk,
Not
me and
really.
I was just catching up about everything in hell and what they've been up to.
No problems. You get a TLDR. Unfortunately, Nero, you know it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
It's an uncomfortable static to the air. Not like the hum of. You felt there was a hum of energy within the labyrinth, and this feels worse.
This doesn't feel good, guys. This is awful.
You get to about 50 feet of the barrier. Skaith, are you sending Shadow?
Yeah, I'll pull out comes out from my cloak, and my eyes go all white as I start looking through her eyes, and I just message her just go straight to the barrier.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check, please?
Okay. From her. She makes it with advantage.
With advantage. Yep. I got from my brow. You fucking work again now. Okay, so you watch your shadow ascends about 30 feet in the air and heads towards the barrier. And you watch as shadow pierces through the barrier. You almost see a small ripple in the mark point where she gets through. As you're watching through Shadow's eyes, you look in, and as you you look around the area, you can see just over the walls, and you can see the streets appear to be filled with shambling undead horrors. There are fires, small fires and ember marks that scatter here and there. You can see the remains of battle. You can see scratch marks and chipped woodwork and broken stone where fighting of some form has taken place. But now it's almost eerily still. The only movement is the slow shuffling of strange undead creatures. Some of those humanoid in shape, some of them far larger, some of them you've never seen before. And as you're trying to get a good look, your vision blinks out. As the rest of you watch, his shadow got about 40 feet into the barrier, and then dissipated into ash. And Skaith, you're jolted back to yourself with this strange feeling of dread that you weren't expecting, as it seems the magical essence of Shadow has been dissipated, absorbed, removed. You don't know,
Broken.
but
Let's go.
you can't sense Shadow at all. It feels similar as if when Shadow has died in combat. You do not feel like your link is broken, but you do feel that Shadow has lost physical form for a while, for the time being.
I have advantage on air for the next 24 hours.
You have advantage against shield.
You have advantage on whatever the hell that was.
You have,
Deep breath.
you have advantage against strange magical auras in the vicinity for a while.
Yeah. Die, nature! It's a kick a pot.
Kick a rock and it flies!
I
Maybe
just go.
send a little clockwork man.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. I think there's probably some kind of barrier to stop outside magic affecting. That
Probably to
hurt.
keep people from peering in.
Yeah. Alright, that's all I could do, but did not look pretty inside. Lots of undead, all shapes and sizes. Not what you would expect to see in Waterdeep.
We didn't expect any of this in Waterdeep.
That is very, very true. Oh, it hurts. Well, there's probably more undead than even we could probably take on.
That's why we need reinforcements.
We definitely need reinforcements, and even then, I think we're probably not going to have the numbers to probably take them on and just wipe them all out. Where it's probably going to have to be distraction for us then just to get to the main tower.
Neutralize
I think-
any anti-magic things we can get our hands on.
But I think it's time to meet up with Ranos and go look for reinforcements.
Yeah. Need to head north.
Let's go tell Ember head what we just found out, just so they know. And then we
Yeah.
I
can-
should have said this before, but Zin would have gone with Ranos as bodyguard.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, the rest of the rest of the four of you. Giovanni's not with you actually. He headed back up to his room, looking a bit sleepish. But you could see he's fondling with some kind of a toolkit at his belt. Probably making minor
Following
adjustments.
with something at his belt. Not
Yeah.
good.
Meanwhile, transition. Ranos and Zin, you find yourselves stood outside of the alchemical lab where you last spoke to Deckard. Oh, come in.
Oh wait, it's my place.
Yeah. Wait, I own this place. As you enter, you can see a very similar scene to what Nero saw before. You see Deckard hunched over one of the desks. And you're not sure if he's hunched because of the way he's sitting or if he has a pretty bad posture. But you can see there are various
Combination of
scrolls
both.
and tomes and books. And he's in the middle of poring through some old book on arcane research. It turns on. Oh, hello. Come in. What can I do for you?
We come with questions and requests for you.
As you can see, I'm a little busy at the moment, but I will hear what you have to say.
Well, So we came across some information while we were hurled through hell, and we're wondering if you could maybe, if you stumble upon it in your research about. I'm guessing you're researching the barrier and its effects.
And various lay-related phenomenon, yes.
Would you think it is safe to say that whoever is behind this is trying to manipulate the ley lines in their favor?
My theory would be that they are trying to harness a great deal of power for unknown reasons.
Okay. So we heard about artifacts that might help us liberate the cities, not only Waterdeep but also the other places that have been attacked. Because surely, if we're talking about ley lines, this is an event of global ramifications.
Oh, but of course.
We're wondering if you had any inkling of an idea, or maybe if you come across it, about modern Canaan and maybe his personal plane and how to get there.
Oh.
I know this is very out of left field, so to speak, but we're grasping at straws right now. So any help, knowledge would be highly appreciated.
Oh, it
doesn't have to be right now, but
it has been some time since I was at the academy. You say his personal plane. Well, he is the foremost. He is. Nobody knows. Is the foremost expert on interdimensional planes as a whole. He did not have one. He had hundreds. He would create them at a whim and dispel them when he no longer wanted them, or just leave them to float upon the astral sea. I would need more information if you were looking for one in particular.
In the astral sea, are they accessible from the astral sea, or is it just where they?
I wouldn't know. I've not my speciality.
Okay. Did any other?
If I get some spare time, if I get time with what I am working on now, I can look into it for you.
That's highly appreciated. We'll also keep an eye out on our travels for any information about this thing outside.
Very well, it would be appreciated. Any information or any samples or anything from the other barriers would provide great use to me.
Okay. Did any of the mages make it outside? Any other researchers?
I happened to be away from the city on business. I came back to find it like this. I have had no contact with the academy or any of my colleagues.
Okay, that's unfortunate. All right, we'll keep an eye out in other cities.
It is unfortunate that one of the largest repositories of arcane knowledge is merely a mile from me that I cannot access. You have no idea the frustrations that I feel.
Well, I got an inkling of an idea, but okay. Thank you for your time. Best of luck in your research. We'll keep you posted.
Good, and good luck in whatever you do.
Thank you.
He returns
Good day.
to his book. Good day.
Good day.
As you all reconvene in the central courtyard, the entrance hall of Vigil Keep. And at that point, we're going to go ahead and just take a quick 3-minute break. And then we'll have another hour left of the session, and then we'll just see what happens. So, back momentarily, and yeah, see you in a minute.
See you soon.
Woo! Well, I just got back from another bathroom break. I had a feeling that you were doing that as soon as Rory was talking about leaving. But, I don't know.
What made you decide to do it? Were you just not a fan of Rory, or?
It was always a long-term game plan. Skate was never gonna be gone forever.
Yeah.
It was very much a Scanlan
Yeah.
situation. I did like Rory, and he was fun. But I miss Skate. Skate was. I was always more attached to him. I miss playing him.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I
He was
also
being
just want to.
sneaky.
I just want to fuck with Johanna / Natasha.
Of course. Of course. Yeah.
But she didn't have enough stress in her life, so now I'm bringing back the fuck boy.
Literally killed her mentor, by the way. I was expecting way more than just a punch in the gut. Like,
Yeah, me too.
She has a complicated emotional thing, and the fact that she hasn't actually stopped talking to him. Because you can't actually leave your person friend who has message spells and can send at you anyway.
yeah. Well, message only goes for like.
Sending, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of sendings in there.
There's been a few.
Yeah.
There was a couple of late night, in the morning, you up.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed at you, and I'm just you know. But yeah.
Yeah.
So there's kind of if it becomes a good time for it, there'll be some moments later, but it wasn't the right time.
After all this. Yeah. After we deal with, a world ending.
Or even just when we're not hanging around. I'm not going to do it in public.
Yeah. Stop.
Okay, I'll do it, whatever.
My cat's being annoying right now. God, I woke up this morning and she was literally in the bathtub looking in the faucet. Like... Of course it makes sense, because her water bowl downstairs was empty. So I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay, I gotcha.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. As soon as I went downstairs, I was like, oh yeah, okay. You need water. I gotcha. But now that I'm working at PetSmart, I can hopefully get her in, get this skin thing fixed, whatever's wrong with her. Yeah! I'm working at PetSmart now. I get to take care of the tiny animals they keep in the shop.
Go to
Nice.
This is
And
one
I
of
can
those.
hopefully get this one taken care of as well while I'm working there. Because the one
Is
I'm
it-
working at has a vet attached, so
That's cool.
Sweet.
yeah.
Rats
It'll
are
also
not
hopefully-
the cheapest.
Nah. Hopefully get me
Um,
some, further future connections to what I hope to be doing for the rest of my life.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it one of those? It's a dedicated pet shop, right?
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
they
that's cool.
have pet supplies for pretty much any pet you can think of. And they also sell, like, small animals as well, like hamsters or gerbils or birds. There's lizards, frogs, reptiles, fish, turtles, just pretty much any.
Ooh.
I like turtles.
They also have a cat adoption center in the store.
Aw.
That's cool.
Super cute to walk by. I'm like, I just want to go in there and squish all of them.
Mhm.
But
Whoa, frogs. They're really hard to take care of.
frogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on the frog. A friend of mine has a frog terrarium, I guess,
Uh-huh.
and they're adorably
they're-
dumb,
They're so specific.
and you have to really have a good knowledge about the environmental control.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
have
that.
to
It's
really
crazy.
specific, like, temperature and humidity controls and all that. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things they went over in training, was like, you have to make sure temperature and humidity are correct, otherwise we will lose all of these animals. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, if I fuck up my job, something like the worst that happens is we may lose some data or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
well, there's to play a little bit, but if you fuck up, things die.
Exactly.
That's too much pressure, man.
Like, if I misplace a food bowl and accidentally put it under a perch, a bird could get sick. I'm like, oh shit,
yeah.
that sucks.
Okay, since we're all back, and
Can you
because
kiss your cat for me? Give her a kiss.
Ah,
it's the comb.
I have to go
Okay,
in the cone.
now that we're here, I'm gonna keeping an eye on time, we'll jump right back in. So you
Thank you.
all reconvened in the entrance hall of Vigil Keep. Currently quite quiet as the soldiers, the military personnel are either having meetings out in the wardroom or are performing training drills outside in your courtyard. So you convene. Please continue.
So
Alright, guys.
Shadow died? That sucks.
Yeah, he hit some kind of weird thing. I don't know. I don't know if they have a
Okay.
secondary barrier built up around the inner part of the city that maybe actually keeps living things out as well, or if it's just anti-magic. Couldn't really tell.
Yeah, he was still within my range, but he just straight away I've never seen him burn up. Wasn't the most pleasant experience.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
It does indeed.
I'll grab a mug with a lid,
Yep.
some parchment,
Okay.
put the parchment in the mug,
Yep.
and animate the mug.
Okay. Is this tiny servant or is this animate object?
A tiny servant.
Tiny Servant. Okay, you cast Tiny Servant, and the rest of you watch as this little mug, it sits on the table. It starts, and as Ranos speaks the arcane words, the mug, for a moment, sits there. Then it begins to almost vibrate on the table, and kind of shaking around, like energized with some newfound power. And you watch as two tiny ceramic legs pop out from the bottom, elevating it up about 2 inches off of the table. And you watch as, almost as if the handle of the mug would represent a nose, as the mug creature looks around. No arms, just legs. It's kind of stood there.
A mug is. I meant what's the word? A tankard.
Okay, it's a tankard.
It's the details, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
still have a
slightly
handle.
larger. It has a handle, which is like if you were to try and anthropomorphize it, would look like a nose. And the little tankard creature with its little wooden legs looks around the area as he does so. The metallic top rattling as he does, and just kind of looks at you expectingly.
I'll take him on my hand. Hello.
Sits on your hand.
I'll just quickly go to the barrier. Be like, you have to go to the Took, and there's you take this blah blah blah. Describe the way. Hope he gets it.
As you're describing it, the tankard is nodding, and the little metal flap is just jingling and like up and down.
Okay.
Super cute.
Okay, open up. I take the parchment out. Write a few sentences like, "This is Ignium Cete. Do you need any assistance? I hope this makes it through." You send us a message. Send him back to Vigil. And yeah, put it back inside him. Describe the way and shoo him in the barrier. Hope he doesn't keel over.
Okay.
Yeah.
The little tankard takes its message inside, drops down, and starts bounding off towards the barrier. And you can watch it as it moves across. And you watch as the small tank. You can now see a few soldiers gathering around, watching this strange display as this little tankard walks into the barrier. And you can see a tiny little ripple where the tankard passes through. It kind of ripples the barrier like the surfaces of a pond, and you see as it enters. The tankard gets about 15-20 feet, and then it doesn't feel so good. And just it's kind of just walking along, and then just dissipates into almost arcane dust. The message falls to the ground, and the tankard is effectively blown away in the arcane winds.
Well, okay. That's that then.
That wasn't one you liked.
Yeah. I'm sad anyway. We had such a connection.
Yeah. He's super cute too.
Yeah. I just want to get some kind of through line to...
Yeah. I mean, we have
Inside.
the sending worked.
Yes,
Food is not necessarily.
but that we
Magic
can
blood,
send
but-
food.
Yeah.
Although we could fly on top of the barrier and drop something down. That might work if it's mundane.
Johanna will be able to make food if there's no druids around.
Okay, if you say I trust you, but I don't know.
I made food.
Well, she's not you,
Fair.
but okay.
You get the
If you
idea.
say so.
Also, this
I
barrier
trusted her food.
is about the tip of this barrier is difficult to gauge from here, but is at least 450 foot in the air. Very high, because it kind of domes around. It's above that tower.
It's not too hard to
Just
fly
imagine
over.
you dropping a
I'm not
loaf
saying
of
it's not too
bread
hard
and
to
it gathers so
Yeah.
much speed.
Yeah, if
Bang!
a loaf of bread, a loaf of medieval bread at terminal velocity becomes a weapon.
Would kill someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
saying.
An idea. We kill all the undead with bread.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do
love it.
is you go up to the top, Johanna casts create food, and just
There you go.
bombard them with meatballs.
Also water. That would.
We need a few immovable rods, a few 100 feet of rope, and then we can create a lever system that will drop food from the top. Or we can simply catapult food inside.
Or we could just deal with the problem and move on.
Yeah. Can we
Nah,
get on
that's
with
too easy.
actual solutions, guys?
I like to see that Ignium Cete still comes up with the worst ideas.
We need trebuchets. Are those invented yet?
They are the
Ooh.
superior siege weapon.
That would be amazing.
It's true, it is. I mean, just siege down the tower from the outside with a lucky shot.
Yeah.
DM, how close is everyone to each other?
As in your party?
No, as in their approximate positions to each other.
You're probably within a good 15-foot circle.
Well, I'm kind of casting silence on them and I'm walking away.
No one notices. So, what is it you'd like to do? As it is apparent that magical means of infiltrating the barrier appear to be disrupted of some way.
Okay. Okay, so that sucks. I guess we
Can
should
you-
get going to the north.
I
then.
couldn't figure it out, Renos, but can you take a look at this and try to, I don't know,
Yeah.
see what's going on with it?
I'm not the best at it. Giovanni? He's not here, right?
Maybe.
He's,
Giovanni's tinkering. If you can go and get him, if you want to.
Yeah,
I won't interrupt him playing with his tools.
We'd want to bring him with us.
Okay.
We're planning on leaving right away.
You fetch Giovanni. Let's see. Let's have Giovanni make an Arcana check.
Give me advantage.
Or-
He's got a better score than you do. So Giovanni, in his
so right.
sleepy state, walks up and has a look at the barrier. You can see the bags under his eyes, and you're pretty sure there's a bit of blood on his coat. But he has a look, and he informs you that this barrier contains elements of both. It's almost a combination of abjuration and also it's abjuration and necrotic evocation magic. A barrier both designed and maintained from somewhere within the city, which is designed to allow one-way passage, and anything within the field is somehow drained of both arcane and organic energy sources. And he would
Okay,
inform
that's terrible.
it's almost as if piecing that together and what you told him about Shadow and your tiny servant, that it was more like less that they were killed and more that they were just broken down into energy and absorbed.
Okay, so we better not be sending Johnny in there.
Yeah.
Giovanni states he will not be sending Johnny in.
Okay. I feel like we can't do much here. We should probably get going and try to get the walls.
You are welcome to enter. It could be quite fun.
Nah. Not right now.
We just pass on our information, get the things we need, and go.
Right,
Yeah.
where are we going? Did we ever actually settle on
Go
this?
talk to Deckard.
Rounds has already spoken to Deckard. Yeah,
Well,
Jojo,
I mean,
did you still want to go see
we-
Embermane?
Yes.
Sorry, what did you
Please.
say, Nira? Okay, so do you all want to go see Embermane, or just you, Jojo?
Someone
I
needs to
will
tell him what's
follow
going on.
her,
Okay.
and I will try to grab her before. I'm guessing there's probably isn't there like a 40-minute walk between?
Oh no. The way it works out, because Vigil was about a mile, less than a mile
okay.
outside, so it's more like a 20-minute walk. But with the barrier being extended outside of the city, and then the military blockades, it's probably only about 10 minutes back. It's only about 10 minutes back and forth between Vigil and the exterior of the barrier. It's not a long distance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
Even-
note this means that if we take too long, Vigil will be inside, and then if we teleport back, we're fucked.
But you're also informed that the barrier is creeping, but we're talking like a foot a day, if or less.
Okay, good.
It's moving.
Okay.
It is moving,
Yeah.
but very slowly.
So as long as it don't take longer than 10 days, we should be fine.
Good then.
Okay, so
We're more than 10 feet away from it.
Yeah, you're about. I can't do a mile to foot conversion, but it's quite a lot of foot.
no one can.
Well, on the way up, I'd like to grab Johanna. And let's go. I'm sorry just to appear like this. I would have given you warning, but contacting the ones in hell can be a bit of a difficult situation.
Yeah. You know that's not what I'm mad at you about, right?
Yeah.
You're a complete foolhard who's been watching your back.
No one, really, no one and everybody. I've been doing a lot of traveling the past few months. Going to small town, offering help in any way I can. If they need potions, I make potions. If they need somebody to help fix their door, I try to fix their door. They need somebody to go hunt game, I hunt game.
I'll try not to laugh at this joke on Reddit.
Sorry,
Bless you.
Bless you.
I should have muted.
I've helped out a lot and I read a lot more holy books I've ever read before.
Probably more than I have.
Talked to a lot of priests. I tend to omit the, whole devil or deal with the god, as I don't think most of the priests would quite understand that.
Yeah.
But I was able to help people when I was away, and sure as hell want to help more people. But I was a shit carpenter. I'm a much better fighter. That's why I'm back.
Stop. Sorry.
So that's Nira's inner monologue resides in Johanna's head forever.
But I'm sorry for everything.
You did what you
And
had to.
I did what I did, but it wasn't what I had to do.
We all make terrible choices which we think are the best in the moment. The thing is how we move on from that and make them better.
And I want to make things better.
Well, yeah. If it helps, I forgive you.
If it helps, I haven't forgiven myself.
I've missed you.
But I plan to use every day I have to try and make it up to you.
This
So
day.
punch me as much as you want.
No. I'm not gonna do
Okay,
that.
good,
again.
because that really, really hurt the last
I
time.
know. You're
Then
lucky
just
I
pop
aimed
some
for your
punches in.
stomach. Because if I went for your head, I wouldn't have been able to pull my punches that well.
So wait, what's Zin doing?
I just pop up and punch you. I just say punch me all you want, Zin just pops up and punches you. and
Just
walks
pops
away.
up, punches you, and then disappears into a bush.
Ah! Why do we still hang out with him?
He's useful.
He's actually. Oh, you don't know. Zin's possessed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, half of his personality is actually pretty good. One of them's really cool. One of them's okay. One of them is apparently an evil, twisted weirdo.
One's
And
a
the
real
other one-
dick.
One's just a dick. There might be more.
The real guy.
Okay.
We still have to have a talk about that, by the way.
So we like 2 out of the 4 personalities we have met.
Okay, so he has multi-personalities disorder.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's mentally unsound. Don't travel with him.
We're all mentally unsound. Okay, apart from Nira.
We're adventurers. That's what we are.
We're allowed to be a little messed up.
No one in their right mind would do what we
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, back to the point. If Ruth was catching up, just don't do that again. Just
I'm here for
stay
the long haul.
for however long we last in this.
I'm with you to the end.
So, should we go? Let's get some stuff done.
And I sneak away.
It's all a ruse. He actually rolled a 27 on his deception
Yeah.
check against your insights.
Yeah, and that's when I stab Johanna.
And it was Talia all along.
I knew I was
That
gonna
would be a
die.
twist.
I
When
didn't
you
think it would
die.
be like this.
No, yeah.
Alright,
So as you have this conversation, head back towards the keep.
The rest of them have apparently caught up.
The rest of you actually walking quite slowly, and the rest of the group is just like sees you having this like heartfelt conversation, but is like trying to keep far enough back and
Yeah.
just keep stopping like every 5 feet. Like, come on, they're gonna move a bit quicker. We've got shit to do. And eventually, after this heartfelt moment, you all catch up as you enter the front gates of Vigil Keep. There you see the soldiers practicing their combat drills in full armor. And you can also see on the near the entrance vigil, you can see General Marcus Embermain effectively perusing his troops and monitoring their activities, standing tall and quite impressive. He gives you as he sees you enter the front gate, he kind of gives you your group just the upward nod of acknowledgement. But then,
Captain Flamehair guy.
as you approach and call him this, Embermain was fine. I saw you out by the barrier. Have you learned something new? Anything that could be of use to us? Do you have a plan?
We have information. Which,
Good. Speak it. I will listen.
okay, there's some holdouts in the city. They're holding on to and sanctifying different areas, particularly the Tuk area. But there are allies in there fighting. Also really weird undead things. Also evil magical dissipating barrier things.
So you say that there is still resistance within the city.
Yes, that's my information.
Around the Tuk, you say?
Yes.
I've not visited myself, but I'm familiar with the area. It's good to know. If we do
We've
manage
got
to penetrate this
Really
barrier, it'll be the
badass
first.
cleric.
If we send any more scouting parties within, I will direct them in that location. Perhaps they can join up with the forces and bolster them there.
Yeah.
The information
She
is
just may send help.
appreciated.
Cool. Giovanni, your bit.
Giovanni goes on starts to go into a very in-depth arcane spiel of what he thinks
I
about the barriers,
translated into common for him.
and he's just looking at you.
Yeah.
Very well.
After he said, I'm just like, basically.
Thank you. I will inform Deckard of this information. Perhaps it will be useful in his studies. Now, the last part, the plan. What is it you plan to do?
We will trek to the north to Gauntlegrim. Our guess is, I think as was yours, that their forces are caught up in some form of engagement there, and we have history with them, so we are going to help / persuade them to send their aid down this way.
That would be most appreciated. You are correct there. I have heard word of military movements, but unfortunately not in our direction. Their military might here would be greatly appreciated, especially for when we assault the city.
Yes, about the assaulting part. We've sent in 2 magical probes, so to speak. They were ripped apart and absorbed by the barrier.
Yes,
So if you send in magical items, my guess would be they would be dissipated instantly. So maybe we should hold off on the assault until we know more?
I do not plan to assault blindly into a battle that I know I cannot win. I will wait here and hold this line until somebody, be it yourself or my own scholars, come to me with a plan to remove this barrier.
Very good. Right,
But when we are ready, I would prefer to have the forces here, ready at the drop of a hat. If you understand.
Of course.
Very well. I will be remaining here. I will watch over our forces here, and maintain stewardship of your keep for the time being. If you have requirements of supplies, armaments, rations, water, I'm sure these can be arranged. But I get the feeling you have a few tricks of your own up your sleeves.
We have many sleeves.
Yes,
Many
that's
tricks
exactly
of
what,
many sleeves.
that's exactly what I meant.
Keep us informed if possible while we're away, if there's any developments.
My scouts will reach you if required. You plan to head to Gauntlegrim, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Very well. Good luck.
To you as well.
Very well. And with that, with you guys still stood there, he turns away from you and just starts shouting out at his troops, barking orders, and calling out bad form as he starts walking down. You can see a few of the soldiers that he's shouting at start to almost recoil a little bit, as this man appears to command a great deal of either respect or fear. You're not sure which, as he descends into the ranks.
Good combination of both, I hope.
Ranos, just before we leave, do you have any contacts in any of the port towns?
Let me check my long list. No.
Okay, I just thought it might be interesting to try and find out any more information about some of the other locations whilst we're going.
Yes. When we come back from Gauntlegrim, maybe we should pass through Neverwinter. Here, the port there is fairly big. All my contacts were in Waterdeep, so we're shit out of luck.
Okay.
Luskan, I don't... Was there a port? Probably not really.
Luskin was a port city, but it was pretty run down and, yeah.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go back there. I tended to avoid going back there when I was going up north.
I mean, we saved it. Would it not have rebuilt itself?
Yeah, we saved it, but I definitely blasted and shot a couple of people that I don't particularly want to see their families.
And Luskan, even before Talia's short but sweet reign of tyranny, was a shithole to start with.
Yeah, it was a thieves'
Okay.
den.
It was a
basically, wasn't
wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, let's not go there. Tis a city place.
So-
Then we're off to Corvin.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you using the Hearthstone or a teleportation circle? Both. Sorry, are you using spells or Hearthstone? The Hearthstone's free, so you still have it.
Do I still have?
Three.
Yeah, definitely free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all used to this by now. Well, almost all of you are used to this by now. As it's been a long time since you've travelled in this way, Skaith. So unfortunately, this roll does have disadvantage upon it. As you gather into the the main area as Nira casts the teleportation spell using the Hearthstone, and you once again feel the floor disappear from underneath you, and you can as the spell is cast, you can already see the green upon Skaith's face as you look over at him, as your vision blacks out for a second before you hit hard on the floor of Corvin. As immediately as you watch your Skaith just turns around into the nearest bush.
I just shout somebody, hold my hair back! Hold my hair back!
I thought that was what the tie was for.
It's a bit messy.
Still the odd strand.
It's still strand here. He makes some pretty nasty sounds, and collapse. He not collapses into the bush, but he wasn't doing very well.
No, I go, that is so much worse than flying. Oh, did not appreciate that. But
Better than hiking for weeks.
True, it
I
would have
guess.
taken you to travel
2 days
this
at
on
least.
foot. It would take you approximately
Longer than we don't have.
yeah. It'd take you about 20 days. It'd take you 2 weeks to get there otherwise.
it took
Yeah.
me 4 months by road to get up here, stopping at towns for a couple of days each time. Yeah, it's a bit quicker, but definitely the sort of Ryanair of flying.
Okay. For longevity's sake, do you guys? It'll take you about 3 days of travel. Obviously, the Gothic carriage, is available to you.
Yes.
Um,
Before that, I want to make a requisition at the Tanners. Describe these badass coats we're going to make, and show him a minor illusion of how it's going to look like. And I expect the finest wares once we get back.
Let's have a
Probably
look.
get it to a tailor, and then he can tan the shit of that.
Let's have a look. Okay, as you head into town and you return to the Perfect Fit, run by
I knew it.
Alrun, the High Elf. As you enter, the little bell ding, and you see various mannequins, and you see this very well-dressed, very pointily featured high elf measuring out a long coat. He turns with a smile. He says, "I'll be with you in a." Oh, hello. Can I help
Hello. Everything all right?
you? Everything is fine. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with faces. I remember you, but I'm not. I can't quite recall where. Have we met before?
Well, we were stewards of the city for a short while.
Help save it, maybe.
Oh yes. Oh, Iggy Keep. Is that right?
Exactly.
Well, welcome to my fine establishment. What can I get for you today? Looking for a nice coat? The weather is going to be quite bad this year, I hear.
Actually, I was looking to have a coat made, and I pull out this. Do you have a tanner available to you for work?
I can make leather goods.
Yes?
Yes.
And I pull out the 3 kilos of hellhound hide. This is something of an exotic material.
You you see he kind of like turns and covers his face and tries to regain his composure as the it has been kept cold, but it does have quite a sulphurous smell to it.
I tried it out a little bit. It's not gross.
Oh, it's not gross, but it is still from hell.
Fair enough.
So don't freak out. This is
Definitely, and he kind of takes his glasses off and starts cleaning them. This is definitely an exotic material.
Yes,
I'm not going to ask where you obtained it, but I'm sure.
That's okay.
I mean, this is the perfect fit. I could make a coat out of anything.
I describe it like the picture I
Okay. You spend about
Channel.
5 minutes, and as he starts jotting down rough designs on a bit of parchment with a pencil, and gives you and doing some calculations, and takes you away for fitting. Is it just for the gentleman, or with the rest of you? Like, well, there's enough material here for me to make almost half a dozen fine garments.
Ooh.
Come on, would be pretty cool, right?
I already have a cloak.
I can't really. What could I
Well,
really use it for?
If it's possible,
You can
just
make
make
a
mine bigger
half
then.
Very well.
I want a
Double-lead.
thing. I want a thing. I just don't know what I want.
He goes round. He takes measurements of the group, and
Maybe we could do new robes. Because I have the cloak of resistance, which I got like a while ago.
well, this will be more like a warm coat. So cloaks could go over the top quite easily, or even underneath it, depending on how you wore it.
Okay.
Since still going away from away, he doesn't feel the cold. He doesn't feel the temperature.
He can. He gets to use it. I could make you quite a nice harness.
Harness? Yeah, go on then.
He goes round and he takes
He's
your
gonna end up with
measurements,
a gimp
but
mask.
doesn't tell you what he's got. He discusses a few ideas, but he will keep a surprise for those of you who are a bit unsure. Leave it with me. It will take me some time to create.
That's
Come back in a few weeks, and I'll have something for you. And as a favour, as former stewards of the city, I will do it for the modest sum of 50 gold pieces.
Per piece?
Oh no, for the lot, sir.
That's fine.
That's not bad.
I give him the money.
Okay, he gives you a receipt.
Can you mark this down as a business expense to the
A tax receipt. Yes, sorry. He comes back. You all, anything else you want to do in Corvin, or are you happy to get in your lovely caravan?
Giddy up!
And
I love how often we keep coming back to the city and the carriage.
as
Yeah.
the carriage is readied for you, Scruffy sits above the top. Just gives you a nod.
I reach out for a high five.
He just looks at you, gives you a nod.
Oh yeah, Scape noticed Timoth's missing.
Everybody missing.
Everybody is missing.
I didn't cough because he was busy. I'll just go. Where is Timus?
Where's
Where it
everybody?
belongs.
Currently, all of our keep staff is MIA.
Ontario.
Was he actually at the keep, or did we leave him
Was
somewhere?
it-
Timoth still have Peck?
Okay.
Yeah,
Is Peck gone as well?
Beck's gone.
Convenient.
Pecking
Peck's
Wilbur's
gone,
the-
Fred's gone,
Door.
Wilbur's gone, everybody's gone.
I can't believe they took a floating skull.
No.
It's actually better that they did.
I can't believe they were able to take a floating skull.
I mean,
They-
who do you think the new Xanthus' new right-hand man is?
Former master.
got-
Makes sense.
Fred the Demi-Lich.
Yeah.
They,
With the
he has a
body.
body now.
Yes. Go on, Danny.
So I'm just for the record.
Oh, good.
Scruffy's leaving me hanging, and I give him a stink eye and move him.
Scruffy just looks at the hand. You put your hand up, he kind of looks at it. Yep. And sits back on top of the garage.
My man. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Just for information, Danny, that last Constitution save you did, it was, I believe, whispered to me. I don't know if you wanted to take the setting off now or not.
I took the GM setting off. Yeah.
I just noticed because it's got the yellowy background to it.
Yeah.
Okay then, you all pile into the back of the caravan. 4 majestic black steeds await to pull the carriage along. As you inform Scruffy that you're ready to leave, you just hear a muffled "yep" from the front. As you set off on your journey once again from Corvin Town, heading southwest towards Netherwinter Wood, where the small transport boats of Bukov Mine await you. And for expediency and risk of not treading the same ground, it takes you about let's have a look. The distance. It takes you about 4 days by carriage and boat to reach the foot of.
There has to be an easier way.
Ranos, what are you doing about the book?
I'm spending as much time as I can reading.
Okay.
So in the carriage.
In the carriage?
As well.
In the carriage, I'd like you to roll me. You can read for 3 of them. 1 of them you're in the boat. It's a little bit more difficult. But
not everyone can roll, right?
I'd like you to roll me 3 intelligence checks, please.
Intelligence checks.
Straight intelligence. I'm trying to intelligence or constitution, whichever you prefer. Not bad. So if you're travelling for about you're travelling for about 8 hours a day.
And then all downtime, I'm guessing, is reading as well.
Pretty much, yes. So the first day, as you're travelling the cart, the road is bumpy, it is rocky, it is difficult, and
I'll take exhaustion and read more.
Okay. It is bumpy, it is difficult to traverse, and as you travel, you only get about 4 hours of reading in the cart. But you manage to obtain, you stay up that night, and by the morning you've gained a total of 20 hours. The next day...
so that's with the 6 from yesterday.
That's so the 9, 6, so 26. With those 2 rolls and the motorbike that is escorting you, you need 48 hours.
Yes.
If you took 1 point of exhaustion the first day, and then with the downtime, with those high checks, you are quite comfortably able to completely read the tome of influence and leadership by the time you reach the Neverwinter Wood. But it's, sometimes you've got to sit there and force yourself to read, because it's a boring book in places. Some places it's inspiring, but some places it's...
I know this part. Okay.
You can almost, by the 11th chapter out of 37, you already know what's going to happen next. It's horrible. But you
don't scratch the inside of the palm when you shake the hand.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Eye contact, but not too much eye contact. Make sure to blink. Etc. And it goes through various cultural exchanges of different empires and different regions of how to shake hands and how to bow and how low to bow and all that kind of stuff. But by the time you reach the Neverwinter Woods, you have completed the book, and you gain 2 charisma.
Sweet.
And the book is magically useless for 100 years. So if anyone's going to be alive in the next 100 years and would like a book to read, feel free to take it now.
Zin will be.
Zin will be.
I think, Skate, because they're over 100 years.
Well, I'll be dead. I don't care. Take it.
You can fight. Whoever wins the fight later on can get that.
I mean, Zin will be alive for the second time as well, so...
Well, that's if we survive the next year.
Yeah.
well.
You could all be dead
Yeah.
in 3 weeks.
If we all survive the next fight.
So, you all...
How long do Dragonborn live?
Not very long.
Not-
Like human.
They're humanish.
Yeah.
So, you reach that familiar...
Most of those races have human-ish lifespans.
So you reach again the foot of the mountain. You've been here before. You spent a bit of time scouting it out, and it's not difficult for you to find that familiar trail that led you up the mountain towards the secret back entrance of Gauntlet. And you get there and you start heading up the path. It's not much more. It's late morning, midday. But as you're heading up the rocky crags, you notice that there has been a lot more footfall recently. You can see definitive tracks, you can see marching patterns, you can see heavy footfalls and boot marks, both like of rugged hiking boots and also metallic greaves. As you ascend the pathway up, and there has definitely been a force, probably quite a large one, that has moved through this area. You can see the path has been widened. There are broken bits of mining equipment and odd discarded pieces of equipment here and there, more so than you saw before. And there is definite signs that there has been a lot of activity here, but no one around at this point. As you head up the mountain, it takes about an hour before you reach that familiar, almost like cave tunnel-like entrance, which takes you in to that hidden side entrance of Gauntlet Rim. You currently can't see anybody. It's like I said, it's about midday at this point. What do you want to do?
No one outside.
No one outside the tunnel entrance. You remember the tunnel goes in, and then you've got the actual entranceway to Gauntlet Rim, about 150 feet inside.
Okay, let's not spend the day outside like last time. I wonder what happened to the guy we left in the corner of the first door. I guess we'll find out.
So, what do you guys want to do? Want to head in, or just scout, or have a nap?
I have no idea about this place. I'm going to take everyone else's lead.
Good
I'm
point.
going in. Oh,
So, let's go in. We're
Awesome.
freshened up, right?
Yeah, you're all fine. So you head in, and as you come out through the tunnel, you can see a familiar glow of firelight ahead, from probably the large braziers that stood outside the entranceway. And as you approach, you can see probably about as you kind of round the corner in the opening area that surrounds the doorway. You can see that probably half a dozen small tents have been set up. You can see various campfires, and you can see about a dozen to 2 dozen dwarves. Seem to be on watch, milling about the area. Some of them are cooking, and just going about their daily business. But as you guys come into view, you see as one of them points out to you, and they all turn to attention and go immediately for their weapons. And you hear one of them shout, "Oi! Who goes there? You're not meant to be here!"
Sin's also drawn his weapons.
Okay, there's a bit of
This
confrontation.
is I raise my hands. We're Ignium Cete.
Never heard of you.
We're the protectors of Waterdeep.
Waterdeep's got no business up here. It's dwarf business.
I know we were involved in it already. Is someone named Harrock here, or Ulfgar, or what's it? I forgot the other guy's name.
So the actual general, the one you worked with, was Commander Thaldron Brighthammer.
All right, and Commander Brighthammer. Any one of those here?
You hear a mutter of conversation. They kind of look to each other and they speak in Dwarvish.
I understand it.
And they're basically like, "You heard of these guys?" No. But they know the commander. But they know his name. Everyone knows his name. He's a good commander. But they know his lieutenant as well.
If you could just send him out, then this will clear up very quickly.
Make me a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Imagine I don't
Okay,
care about
cool.
people anymore because I need to go.
No problems. Okay, we'll be finishing up in a few moments anyway. So thank you for coming along. It's appreciated. And good luck for your interview tomorrow.
Good luck, Tash.
Okay. There's a bit of grumbling. Is all right? Wait here. And you see 3 dwarves head inside the large and stone doorway. About 5 minutes pass, and the 3 dwarves return, following a familiar face as emerging from the entrance and looking over in your direction. You see the short, squat, wide form of Ulfgar Shieldsmith, the cleric that you helped rescue from within the prison camp that was too injured to fight alongside you the first time. And as he pops out, he looks over and you can see this massive smile breaks across his face. And he claps his hands together. He goes, "Hey! Well, alright there, lads! Good to see ya! Come on, fucker, move out the way, move out the way! These fuckers save your fucking city, you twats!" And starts pushing them and beckons you all up towards the raised platform. As you all approach, he puts a meaty palm out to effectively the first person who turns up. I'm going to guess is Ranos, and gives you a hearty handshake.
You seem to be feeling better.
"Oh, hi!" He kind of rolls his shoulders. "Nothing in a couple of weeks in a hot bath and a bit of smithing couldn't fix. I've got you guys to thank for it, and mighty appreciative. And I don't mean to be rude, but what the fuck are you doing here?"
Waterdeep has been
Come with me.
and
We'll
killed
walk
off,
and talk. We'll walk and talk. Come.
I give him the spiel.
Okay. Says, I've heard there's some shit going down south, but we got bigger problems to get back right now. And we got an infestation to deal with.
That's exactly why we're here.
You don't say, lass. As you walk
What
along,
kind of infestation are we talking about?
It says, quite a fucking nasty one. Quite an unholy one. It's probably better if I show you. Follow me. And it leads you down that long corridor that opens out into the primary courtyard of the city of Gauntlgrim.
That where we lay among the corpses?
Where you lay among the corpses. And as you get there, the scene and the vista has changed dramatically. No longer is the floor littered with corpses. Instead, it is littered with clusters of tents. Campfires, forges have been set up, medical areas have been erected, and this large courtyard area has been turned into a massive, bustling military complex. There are hundreds and hundreds, thousands perhaps, of dwarven figures here. You see 2 very distinctive colours. You can see the deep blue banners that you recognise of Mithril Hall, and you can also see a dark, more of a earthy brown coloured regalia, which you recognise as the Dwarves of Mirabar. It appears there's some kind of a joint expedition going on here. While they are partially intermingled, it is very clear one side is one faction, one side is the other. It's immediately apparent that while these factions are working together, they're not the best of friends. You remember as you walked through this area, you had the 3 large archways, one to the north, one to the south, east, and one to the west. 2 of which were sealed off the last time you were here. Only the way to the forge was opened. The other door is a bit further. It leads you past the tents as you walk through the military encampments. You can see dozens and dozens of dwarven warriors in various states of armor. Some of them polishing weapons, some of them preparing and reassembling crossbows, and a good chunk of them look bloodied. You can see some of them have got bandages wrapped around their heads. The odd ones have got covered up eye patches. Some wear their arms in slings. There is a medical area, but it appears to be a bit overflowing. Whatever's happened here, these dwarves have seen some shit. As you get towards that large archway, and I'm talking about at least 100 feet across, which was once covered by a massive stone door. You can see what appears to be a large, like a checkpoint / barricade has been set up. Large wooden, large wooden posts and tables have been flipped over, and massive stone emplacements have been put in place. And you can see almost a slight wall has been built, and as dwarves are passing up and down. Well, here we are. As you can probably guess, when we lost this city, fuck knows how long ago, we lost it to something. And when we opened up the old barrier doors, we found just what? Fucking demons everywhere. Fucking everywhere. So fucking many. When we opened up the first door, they rushed us, and we lost a good number of our lads. But we managed to hold strong. We pushed them back, and we've managed to erect this barricade. The next day, we pushed them back further. We have erected another barricade, and so on, until we get deeper and deeper into the city. We're about 5 levels. The lads are about 5 levels down right now, and that's where the fighting is thickest. But we maintain these watches because they break through every now and again. Killing the fuckers ain't the worst part. It's the more that take their place. For every 10 we kill, another 100 turn up out of fucking nowhere. Little ones, big ones, horrible monsters that you couldn't think of.
You have some bodies to inspect?
Sorry? No, as soon as you destroy them, they turn to ash and fall to the ground. Giving plenty of room for the rest of the fuckers to turn up and take their place. It's horrible.
Thinking back, it can also be convenient for them to turn to ash. Unfortunate. Would be nice to know what we're up against.
It does make cleanup a bit easier, but it's. I'd rather they just all fucked off, you know.
Yeah.
The commander's a bit further down. He's a couple of levels down, organising our forces there, and I'm trying to meet. I'm keeping watch over here to make sure nothing slips through while we rotate the troops in and out. There's got to be something down there that's letting them through. Some kind of a portal or some kind of a tear. I don't fucking know a lot about demons. I kill stuff. I heal people. I don't fucking know.
Should the city be... Is there more demons than the city should have space for? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, aye. We found some old maps. We found some old tablets to give us a basic layout of the city. Like I said, it goes down deep. But these creatures, as I said, the more we fell, the more turn up, and it's taken us ages to push them back. And from what I've heard from the front lines, the progress is getting slower and slower each day. The closer and the deeper we get, the bigger they get, and the more they seem to turn up.
All right.
But yeah, I think you've come at a good time, actually. Something I think you might be able to help me with. Come up, follow me. We'll go see the commander. Last time I saw him, he was drawing up a bit of a plan. And he rushes you forward as you head further into the ruined city of Quantum. And that is where we're going to leave for now and pick up later on in our next session. Yes, unfortunately I said I'd leave it early. Tasha's already left us as well. And I think here is a good place for us to leave off.
So,
It's not as cliffhanger
you're
as
not
normal.
able.
Well, I mean, I can't tell you everything you're going to be doing. So, that is, as I said, that is where we'll leave our session for today. Those of you watching on the catch-up, or not, I don't
Mustard.
care. If there's anything you want to add or retcon that your character did or did not do during the time, just let me know. But for that, cheers, and that's the end of the recording.